You said intro it? All right, go ahead. Yeah. What's up, y'all? You already know what it is. We are here live on the check-in, man. The check-in podcast, man. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting, man. A lot of y'all follow us every single week, and y'all know what it is, man. This is a mental health podcast. It started off as a men's mental health podcast, and we realized that we needed both opinions on both sides to be able to get answers because the point of this show is for us to build, man, and to bring up issues and to find solutions to those issues. So, hosted by the man that just showed up right now, Heat Detector.
What up? What up?
Um,
Yeah, so I'm going to pick up where you left off.
Go ahead.
If you don't know what the show is, I'm going to tell you right now. This show is about mental health, man. We don't joke around on this show. We take this shit very seriously. We're gonna touch on some things tonight. Hopefully, we can touch people and move some shit. You know what I'm saying? Jizzle, because I want to jump right in.
No, we
But
can't.
Before we do, give them the disclaimer.
Y'all already know. So we are not licensed therapists. We are not licensed psychologists. We do have friends of the show that are licensed to jump in sometimes and give their opinion, but that is not us. So if this is a show where we speak the truth, where sometimes we bring up, things that are going on, and you might hear things that you don't want to hear. So if you got them, them light ears.
No, that ain't your part.
No, go ahead. You're right.
Yeah.
That's your part. Go ahead.
Yeah. So like my man said, we're not therapists, but we do have a counselor that does come in on the show every once in a while. He hasn't been on in the last couple of shows, but he's always watching. We always have someone that is around or near that is actually certified or licensed as a counselor or therapist. And like Jizzo said, we are not, I repeat, we are not therapists. We are not your psychiatrists. We are not your therapists. We're just dudes, men who are living and on a journey to be better. Okay. And any way in shape or form that we can help, we want to do that because we all have strife and troubles in life. But I will say this.
If you
dream and if you have cotton candy in your ears, get the fuck up off this page. If you dream of bunny rabbits and motherfucking unicorns, get the fuck up off this page. The same for you. This is real talk. It's going to be harsh. It's going to be mean at times, or it'll feel mean. And you sit around with your emotions on your sleeve. Get the fuck up off this page. Do not.
Off the page.
If you don't like what you hear, don't flag us. Just go watch something else. This is real talk to find solutions to problems that we all have and we all deal with every fucking day. And with that being said, let's get this fucking show on the road. You want to introduce our guest tonight?
Yeah, man, we got a special guest tonight. I met this brother actually last night at a video shoot, and aside from from the video shoot, I saw in him, man, that he was a real dude. And when we talked about doing the mental health podcast today, he was somebody who came up and I said, man, we got to talk to him. So I hit him up, and here he is, man. So we got him in the building. We got Davucci in the building, man.
Yeah. What's happening?
Yeah, make sure you get some good micage on him.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man, for short notice and being here, man. We really appreciate it, man.
It's
for
all
real,
good,
for real.
man.
Because
Gratitude, man. Gratitude.
I think tonight's topic is going to really hit on some things because tonight's topic is going to be about violence as a young man and how it affected you or didn't affect you as an adult in your everyday life. Like, it's trauma. Let's be clear about it being trauma, but mentally it could fuck with you. It could if you lived in a home or a neighborhood or whatever that had a high propensity for violence, that could really fuck your head up. It could really have you move in a certain kind of way.
For sure.
It could have you talk in a certain kind of way. It could have you being a certain kind of way. And I can attest to that because I grew up in an environment with a real high propensity for violence. And what that did, it shaped a lot of my thinking. It shaped a lot of how I moved. Now I'm not violent anymore, but I still be thinking like, man, don't make me fucking go there. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me fucking go there.
You know what a lot of it also directs from, and we're going to talk about how like social media and we're talking the 80s. So like I'm born in 84 and we're talking like back then where there was no social media, but the things that we saw. There's a scene from a movie. It's called Coming to America. And in the scene, they're in McDowell's, and the dude comes in to rob McDowell's, and Samuel L. Jackson is the guy that plays that guy. And Eddie Murphy goes up and takes the mop
Why are we
stick.
talking about movies? Let's talk about real
No,
He
life.
getting to a point, though.
No,
He getting to a point.
Yeah,
Where you going? Where you going?
the reason that I'm saying that is that he was so quick to react in that situation, and he was so seasoned, and you could tell that was the point of that scene is that he was so seasoned in that situation.
Who you talking about? Who was seasoned?
Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
He took Samuel L. Jackson out. He hit him with the stick.
Okay.
Took the shotgun. This and that. So the reason that I used that example was to say that like a lot of the times you could tell he was used to that. He had been through that in this country.
Right.
He was
right,
seasoned
right.
to that. So a lot of what we see now, bro, is what people are used to. Like we're seeing that in communities.
Okay, I
like
see what you,
we're kind of
what
cold
you're
to it. You ever see videos of like gunshots going off and people just kind of casually walking off to the sound?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You know,
with anything in life, like if you're overexposed to it, you're going to be numb to it. So that's, we're going to talk about that because there is a level of numbness that comes with it. But what I'm talking about is like the mental aspect of it. I'm talking about like how it affects how you deal with people, how it affects how you interact with people,
For sure.
how you behave, especially if you're not. The key to this is not understanding that it's affecting you like that. That's the key.
well,
I think.
I've heard that there's men that will, they got beat as a kid. They knew violence. They knew violence in their childhood, and when they got older and had kids, they beat their kids' ass. Like it's kind of
Or they stop. Or some people don't
Facts.
don't do it like that.
In
Right.
Hispanic homes, it's kind of standard. Like the chancla, la chancla, that's kind of standard in
Y'all
in
the
story.
closest
Like,
thing to black people.
you're getting your
For
ass
sure.
you're getting your ass beat for doing some crazy shit. But at some point I think there was different levels of that where kids were really getting beat. And
For sure that.
I got my ass.
But see,
overwhooped.
nowadays the thing is like kids nowadays, and I can attest to this because I'm a daddy. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking kids don't get whooped.
Facts.
Like kids don't get whoopings no more. So they don't experience the 80s and 90s type of thing going on. You know what I'm saying? Like the grandmas nowadays is 30.
Right.
You feel me?
Or
40.
younger.
You
Yeah,
a
or
grandma
might even
like
be
Joe,
younger. Shit.
like what the fuck? Like excuse my language. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
we
But like,
cursing everything
oh
out
well,
there.
shit. Well, let me get it out then. What the
Yeah.
fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like the grandmas nowadays like 30, 35. So they teaching their kids the same shit that they learning. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And they not getting whoopings. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell the truth. Like I ain't whoop my kids.
Right.
My kids spoiled in the bitch. You know what I'm saying? My oldest 21, Joe, my son, Joe. He a monster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying too. Because I mean, I was harsh on my kids.
But when their daddy come out, they know though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I have sons. You know what I'm saying? And like, my youngest son, there was a point in time where he got a little, hair on his chest, whatever the fuck. My daughter,
They gon' buck.
Yeah, my daughter, I've never spanked, never. But her mother has spanked her, but I've never spanked my daughter. But I was beat senseless when I was a kid, like for real. Motherfuckers don't understand the level of whoopings because, and I'm not bringing this up to like make light of it because it really fucked my head up too.
It goes to the point of what the fuck we talking about though, like mental health. You know what I'm saying?
Mental.
Like
Shit was.
like, man,
I used to get whooped with extension
that
cords
shit
to the
fucked me
point.
up when I was a
So
short.
what are you saying that did to your mental getting those whoopings as a kid then? Like
First of all,
how does that
foremost,
affect you now?
That shit, boy, what? Man, look, I
talk
don't want to
about
whoop
it.
my kids because of that.
Yeah, that's
You
what I was
dig
gonna
what I'm
say
saying?
because you said I never.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing. I never whooped my daughter. I never
Yeah.
whooped my daughters. And it was probably because of that because he knew how
Real
like
shit.
fucked up like an ass whooping was, right?
Hell
like,
yeah, extension
um,
cords, boy.
Do you think that also contributes to like kids wilding and shit, like the way they
For
doing?
real, it's a-
like,
it's a
because now
double
motherfuckers,
entendre for sure.
These fucking 20-year-olds are jumping on top of cop cars, dog. Like
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like the way I'm staying real far away from the fucking cop car. Like
No,
nah,
but to be
dog, I'm
honest,
not jumping
I
on the hood of the
I
cop
wish
car,
I did
like-
with my kids though. You feel me?
Shout
Like
out-
my two oldest, like you know what I'm saying. It's too late for that. But
Yeah, shout out to Wayne Dittonell. She said, "How you doing? Kids don't get whoopings, but I promise you, they know what's up because respect comes a long way."
True.
I don't know if I agree, man. Respect comes a long way, but these kids don't give a fuck nowadays.
yeah.
I just said they jumping on top of they're jumping on
They
top of
not
cop cars,
respecting
man.
shit.
Like
These y'all ain't respect the shit. You feel me?
Yeah, that's a
Like
whole
they
nother
they
thing.
they live by the thing of like you gotta earn it. and this is coming from a shorty, like this motherfucker, like 20 some years old, a real hitter. Like they call shorties hitters.
Right.
Like these niggas is really killers out here. You know what I'm saying?
What
Out
do you-
west and shit. So they live
But
by the
that
things
doesn't.
of
But
like,
doesn't that stem from like the parents? Because if they
Yeah,
don't,
yeah,
if they,
if we
if
would've
I-
beat
I'm talking
their
about.
ass.
I'm talking about not understanding the real difference between right and wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't, like you see this shit all the time. These motherfuckers, yeah, they're shooters and everything, but as soon as they go to court and they say that real shit to them, and breaking the fuck down.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They don't
yeah.
understand the consequences
Yeah.
of their actions.
I
That's what
think
meant to say.
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
That statement is true. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when a person is ignorant, like can they you can only use that as an excuse for so long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
shit,
yeah, yeah.
I ain't know.
Right.
I ain't know. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
How many times you got a motherfucking go to jail for you don't know
Right.
what
right.
not to do? You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but these motherfuckers shorties out here need their ass whooped.
Now let me ask you.
You dig what I'm saying?
When you grew up, did you grow up around a lot of violence, or did you like? Because there are people who may not have grown up like in their household or in their neighborhood around violence, but then because they were thrill seeking and whatever, and went out and found the goddamn violence, and found the goddamn shit.
Honestly, it was. I had both sides growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like I got both my parents, my mom and my daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like shit, my mama and my people real religious. They Jehovah's Witnesses and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I grew up like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, but as I grew up, I started to see I was on varsity everything. You know what I'm saying? Varsity football, wrestling. I'm slamming the fuck out these motherfuckers. Joe,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I started to gravitate towards the street. You know
What do you think drove you to do that?
The excitement.
Yeah, see, the thrill seeking.
It really wasn't even thrill seeking type shit with me. It was more so like
Put that comment back.
I got love through that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, shout out to the comments. We got Wayne. I hope I'm saying that right. Wayne, would y'all say it like that? Wayne. Datanel. She said parents have to teach their children to get in order for these kids to know and have respect. And
For
that's
sure.
real shit. But sometimes it could be where the kid was raised the right way and still decides to do their own thing. I wanted to bring something up about like growing up with trauma and shit. Some people want to attach to it. Like, did y'all see that thing on social media about King, who's T.I.'s son, saying, man, you already know, like, I grew up in the trap, like trying to say like how he grew up in the trap, and everybody's like, nah, King, we watched you grow up rich. Like, what are you talking about? Why is he trying to like associate? He's trying to like say he did come from that, and most of the people from that trying to not associate with that. So,
Hey,
what do you think about that, bro?
I think when the shorties out here see they cousins or they uncles or people that they emulate in the streets, they gravitate towards that. And even though they could grow up and be born in fucking Central DuPage Hospital,
right.
fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? DuPage County type shit. Like they still might have cousins or like for instance like me, like my son. You know what I'm saying? He was born in Central DuPage.
Right.
But like they'd be quick to use the excuse like, man, Joe, you did it. Or like, shit, it was cool when you did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell, fuck no. Like, we thought it was cool, but that shit ain't cool, Joe.
Right. I'm gonna tell you something. One day I was sitting on the stoop with my son. Back in the day, he was probably about, I want to say 15.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and said, Dad, would you hang out with me if I was your age? If you were the same age? What would you do? I said, listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I saw me coming to you to talk to you, I would tell that motherfucker, get the fuck away from my son and stay the fuck away from my son. If I find you back over here again, I'm going to fuck your ass up. Because that's the last thing I wanted with somebody. And he's like, I don't understand it. I mean, you were cool. You were, no, the fuck I wasn't. I was dumb as hell is what I was. And I didn't understand things. You know what I'm saying? But so no, I would never want you to hang out with me. I would never have wanted to be your friend. And I said, besides that, to be honest with you, son, I would have never hung out with you. You're not the same. You're not the same. I would have never hung out with you. You know what I'm saying? We're not the same. That's right. But he did ask those kind of things. And it's almost the same thing as like, well, he was basically testing the waters, I feel like, well, you did it.
Yeah.
Why is it wrong for me?
That shit ain't cool.
No, it ain't cool at all. But shout out to the tunnel. She said we in the tunnel. Laugh aloud. It's okay. It's my name regarding my platform. Looks cool. No worries. We got it. But let's get to some of the points I wanted to make tonight. So I know I grew up around a lot of violence and everything, and I know how it affected me. Especially like I used to drink stupid. Like I used to be like the drunkest motherfucker always in the room. I fucked myself out of record deals and everything, all kind of shit, because I was drunk as fuck all the time. But I had started drinking when I was like 13. You know what I'm saying? And I,
If you don't mind, I don't mean to interrupt you, cut you off, G. What nationality are you?
I'm Puerto Rican and Mexican. Okay, so
fuck.
I'm a whole nigga.
I don't want to. I ain't trying to point no fingers at me. Goddamn.
Yeah.
You. That's a whole motherfucking. If we gonna do statistics.
Yeah, man. Statistics.
Puerto Ricans and Mexican.
Yeah.
You mix with Puerto Rican and Mexican. That means that's a double entendre.
Yeah,
like both of them like to drink. It's an inner
struggle.
Yeah, both of them like to drink.
But check this out. So I grew up with a lot of shit. So like part of me drinking was masking a lot of shit and not dealing with a lot of things from my past and a lot of things. I tell my son before, I used to tell him, and I tell people, man, I've been shot, stabbed, sliced, diced, you fucking name it. So there's not too much that I get worried or scared about. And that could be a fucking problem. As a grown ass man to be thinking, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like the thought process, I mean.
Yeah.
But the drinking too. But so my point is when I stopped drinking, now I got to deal with all of these things that I didn't deal with before, because now they're surfacing. Because now I don't do drugs, I don't smoke. Drinking was the only thing that I did. So now all the shit that I was pushing down and not dealing with is now hit the goddamn surface, and having to figure out and learn how to deal with shit, because I'll be 57 this April.
Oh, you look good, though.
Thank you, brother.
You look good.
I'll be 57 this April. So every year I can remember fuck, I can't believe I made 15. I can't believe I made 16. I can't, and 18 and then 20. And even now I'm still like, fuck, I'm going to be 57. I don't feel 57. I don't think 57. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I know the effects of a lot of shit that has happened to me. That's part of the reason why we do the show. Because it's important for us to understand accountability. It's important for us to understand who we were as opposed to who we are now,
for sure,
and where we want to really truly be. Because even at my age, I'm not satisfied with who I am today. I got to be better every fucking day, because it's a struggle every day. It's a struggle when I walk out the house not to smack the shit out of somebody. It's a struggle. You know what I'm saying? All bullshit aside, it's a struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's a struggle when I get in.
So let me ask you this: What you do now? Like, since you don't drink. Like, what you do there?
Since I don't drink?
Yeah, like what you do, shit.
I don't
like,
do
nothing. What's the motherfucking blueprint, shit?
I don't have a blueprint. People ask me all the time. I didn't go to any rehab or anything. I just fucking quit. I literally took my drink, looked at it, poured it in the sink, said I'm done.
What I'm asking is, like, you said you was using the alcohol to suppress.
Yeah, a lot of shit.
So
I grew up.
You don't drink.
Now that I
what
don't
do
drink.
you do to suppress it? Or what
shit,
do you do?
A lot of breathing. A lot of I'm telling, man, I ain't lying to you, bro. Yeah, man, a lot of deep breathing.
Yeah, that work for sure.
Yeah, deep breathing, a lot of redirecting my thoughts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like when I think of, instead of doing some bullshit, smacking the shit out of somebody or something, I redirect my thoughts. I think about, like, okay, what are the consequences of these actions? What's gonna happen? And then I have panic attacks and shit, and I feel like spazzing the fuck out. I just recently went to the zoo. And I was with my kid's mom, everything. And I had a moment, bro, like where I was standing while I was watching everybody, and I was looking around, and I was having a feeling like, man, I don't want to fucking be here. I don't want to be around these fucking people. I don't give a fuck. And I know the easiest part was for me to just walk out and just dip. But my brain was like, the next motherfucker walk by, just kick this motherfucker in the chest, start beating his ass, and get drug up out of here. Because a lot of times, I think as men, sometimes we feel like we need to be punished. This is going to sound crazy, but I feel like we feel like sometimes that we're not good enough, and somehow we need to be punished some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? That's just my own thoughts. You know what I mean? Like that we feel like we don't feel like we're deserving of things sometimes. Okay. You know what I'm saying? If we've been through a lot, sometimes we don't feel like we deserve it. If we've done a lot of dirt, we feel like we don't deserve shit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like a real deep psychological thing. It's like, fuck, should I really be here? Do I really deserve this family? Do I really deserve these kids? Am I really a father? You know what I mean? Do they really fucking love me? You know what I'm saying? If you grew up and people didn't feel the love in the family, and you didn't feel all that shit, and there was a high violence and all this other shit, so your brain is being wired to not really give a fuck and to not feel love and to not feel any type of real emotions
so when you
about
get it,
shit.
you don't know what to do with it.
You don't know what the fuck. And drinking used to just be my thing. I'd drink and I'd be like, all right, fuck it then. I'm just gonna chill and you know what I'm saying, sip my drink and watch everybody and just cool the fuck out, because liquor never really made me violent. It made me just chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Because my brain already works.
You should smoke weed.
Nah, can't do it. I tried it because I've got lifetime migraine headaches, and so I've tried.
I get them too.
And it fucks with me. My brain is a constant. You know, I'm an artist, and so my brain is constantly working, constantly thinking, constantly doing shit. Weed fucked that up. Drinking was like the only thing that really like set me down.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And just, well, for me, you know what I mean? And I've never done anything else. So it was the only thing that I knew. But just suppressing all of those thoughts. When I quit drinking, all of this shit from my childhood, all of this shit from my teenage years, all of this shit from my 20s, all of everything, all the dirt I've done, all the shit, all the bitches I fucked over, all of it, it's a lot. All the violence, all the ass whoopings, all the abuse, all I mean, I'm not trying to sound like no pussy ass shit, but that shit really, we don't really realize how much that shit fucks with us. Especially as men, we don't understand how much of violence in our lives, especially violence perpetrated against us.
A lot of people try to duck shit though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
I'm talking about violence that were perpetrated against us as kids, not to mention the violence that we even perpetrated because the shit happened to us. We perpetrated in a different way on other motherfuckers. That's why I say sometimes I feel like it's tough walking down the street and not wanting to smack the shit out of somebody. It took me a minute to get to a point where I just look at things and I just say, all right, it's
See,
whatever.
I think I was the opposite of that. Like I was the opposite of that shit.
Yeah.
Like I know I'll fuck you up, so I don't want to. You dig what I'm saying?
To
and
me,
I was like, I tell motherfuckers if I was like born in the 60s, I'd be a hippie type shit. Cause I would move with like, I'm pro-black. My uncle is a Black Panther.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was fucking with the real hitters like Huey P. Newton, Fred Hampton, and all them. You feel me? Like Maywood and all that shit. You know, so he always promoted and pushed. You know, and he was a black soul. You know, black souls. That's like you don't even hear about them no more. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So like he always pushed like pro-black type shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And even though motherfuckers try to J down with you, like you just try to move differently. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I guess that it trickled down to me type shit. You know, like I don't like fighting. I don't like violence.
I don't like it either.
I don't like that shit.
Look, when
especially
I found
if I know I'm gonna flood you.
What I've always known
like,
about
leave me alone, man.
Like what I've always known about me is I'm like a real silent type. I prefer peace. I prefer to chill. I prefer. I don't. You know. I tell motherfuckers, man. I'm a man of very, very, very minimal needs.
Yeah, but motherfuckers get on that with you though.
Yeah.
If you want to get on that.
Yeah.
Hey, Hugo Martinez said, "You, street friends, family. Which one has more pull in your life, street friends or family?"
That depends on the individual, I think. You know what I mean? But I mean, if you're,
it should never be not family though.
I mean, but
hey, I tell everybody I don't
Shout
have fucking friends.
Shy City Sheba in the building.
I don't have friends.
Remember, we just saying Sheba. We ain't gonna do the tongue twister thing.
I know how to say it, so that's on you.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't have friends though.
Yeah, you have family.
Either I fuck with you or I don't. And if I fuck with you, you my family.
Right.
So it ain't no friendship shit. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever struggle? Did you ever, like, as an adult now, you have children, right? And what you were saying earlier, you don't hit your kids. You don't believe in that type of discipline, or you don't do that type of discipline. I don't know if you believe in it or not.
I do.
But
hell
okay.
Yeah.
So with your, I don't know. I'm asking. So, like, did you grow up around a lot of violence? You said that you didn't, but you I mean, you sought after it outside of the house.
It was like periodically, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, back then, like my mama did, they fighting and shit. You know what I'm saying? Cousins getting killed and shit, motherfuckers shooting.
So that's violence, even though if you weren't the perpetrator of violence, the violence was still there
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it had to affect you.
Hell yeah, shit. To this day, boy, I'm nervous in the motherfucker.
Yeah,
my nerves bad than a bitch.
Right.
Like I get anxiety when too many motherfuckers come around.
Right.
Like when I
Exactly.
perform and I do shows.
Do you?
yo,
Let me ask you some real shit. Like last night, and I always and he'd tell you. Like I looked at him when we were, because I grew up on Pulaski and Armitage, North Avenue, Fullerton,
okay.
all the Logan Square area, which is where we were at last night
Right.
at that warehouse. When we got out after the video shoot, there was about
It was a
40
bunch of
it was
motherfuckers.
about 40, 50 people.
It was a bunch of
It
motherfuckers.
was about 40 to 50 people.
Yeah.
And I remember looking over at Heat, and I said to him, "Keep your eyes peeled, though."
Yeah, I was already
But
on
you
it.
know,
But I grew up
but
in
that's
that
because
shit,
of that.
so
That's
like,
because
I'm
of that
already
shit.
on
I
it,
know that neighborhood, and I know exactly
man,
how
look.
fast it can fucking go
Hey,
left.
look,
Standing 40, 50 people out there
Listen.
on that corner, like,
look.
You
I
know?
don't give a fuck what side of town you at, man. Up north, out south.
I wouldn't
out
do that
west.
nowhere.
What he say? Hey, this Chicago, nigga.
Yeah, all right.
You feel me?
Yeah,
Motherfuckers get hit anywhere.
Yeah,
Let's
get back
I don't
on
never
track,
stay.
though.
As far
So
as
does that
go,
make
like,
you not give a fuck about a situation like that?
who?
About a situation where
Hell
there's
no.
50 people in the street?
When it was 50 people, I left before y'all did.
Do you get nervous in a situation
Hell
where there's
yeah.
that many people?
He
Hell
just
yeah.
said he
I don't
gets
get
anxiety,
nervous.
right?
It ain't nervous. I
He
get
said
anxiety.
right?
Like
So that's-
I got hard time trusting motherfuckers. So like
There we
shit,
go.
I
Now
know.
we're getting to the nitty
You
gritty.
feel me? Like even though I might know you fuck with somebody that I know,
Mhm.
this ain't nothing against nobody, but shit, you my homie partner. You ain't my partner.
Right.
So if I gotta fuck you up, I'ma tell my partner that you know, the mutual acquaintance that we fuck with, so I had to beat your homie ass.
Right.
You feel me? It ain't nothing against you, and let him deal with it.
But
You know what I'm
do
saying?
think-
But I
do you
don't,
think?
you know.
Well, let's backtrack and let's get back on track
Mm-hmm.
because you're saying some really relevant things to like the subject matter. You think that the violence and shit that you grew up with or you had to deal with or whatever it was has had you thinking this way, because obviously there's
Hell
other,
yeah.
I'm saying though, obviously there's other routes you could go outside of whooping a motherfucker's ass
Hell
and saying
yeah.
whatever. I mean, you know, there's routes you can you know, as they say a lot of times, like man to man, go talk to a man to man. And be
Yeah,
like,
I
yo,
do
bro.
that. I'll be on that too.
Yeah.
I'm with that shit too.
So like, so you're growing as a man within
sure.
yourself, or, you know.
sure.
Because
But I'm the type if I know it's an issue, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna politic with you in front of motherfuckers
Mhm.
because the people that might be in front of you might try to might
yeah.
cloud your judgment.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
So where in your life, in your growth, we talk about journeys and growth. You know what I'm saying? Within that, when did you feel like I need to make a change as opposed to who you may have been in the past?
Oh shit! When I came home from the joint, shit.
Prison
You know
will
what I'm
change
saying?
the thought process.
I did 2 bids in the joint. You know what I'm saying? Both of them was motherfucking 23-1. They say 23-1, but motherfucker, that's 24 hours, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like turkey farm shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Trust me,
saying?
I know. I mean, I say that.
Pinkville, Lawrenceville type shit.
I
You feel me? That
uh,
shit'll make your ass
as soon
tighten
as
the
you-
fuck up.
yeah, when you said you came back from the joint,
Yeah.
that resonated with me. I've been in the joint too. I talk about that shit a lot on the show because
For sure.
it really would change your perspective on a lot of shit. Number one, you ain't the baddest motherfucker you thought you was. That's
sure.
number one. Number two, you really got to stand on what the fuck you're saying. You really
Sure.
got to be. If you are that guy, then you better be that guy because they're gonna find out real quick.
But see, motherfuckers can pick up off your vibe or your energy if you
100%.
solid enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was never an issue for me.
Right. No, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
Because these.
None of those dudes ever went to jail and came out with connects from jail that like enriched their life.
Oh,
You know
no,
what I'm
no,
saying?
no.
Like,
Hell.
my dad told me that when I got locked up, my dad said one of the first things he said to me was, "Don't make no friends on the way out of that
But
motherfucker."
hold on now. I can testify that it is a handful
Right.
that come out and tighten up and get their shit together
Yeah.
and be positive and productive and they, you know what I'm saying, be on some real shit. So I can say that, but not a lot. Not a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I think that's why he said to me, like, "Don't make no friends on your way out." He knew I was gonna get out. He was like, "Don't make no friends." And sure enough,
But jail is different than prison.
one of the cats came up to me and was like, "Hey, can you start like my people gonna give you an ounce?" And you can,
It's a whole different bag of beans. It's a whole.
Well, I mean,
it's a whole different shit.
it's the same bag of beans.
Hey, OG crazy, man. I fuck with OG the long way, Joe.
Crazy.
I'm saying crazy in a good way, man. Like OG, hey, I fuck with you.
Well, the thing is, you know what, Brochi, you know what it is, bro, is that he presents the other side of the conversation that sometimes needs to be said. Like, you know how
Straight to the point.
You know how you and me will agree on some shit, it'll be like standard.
Yeah.
But he will say like, well, what about this in the conversation? But that's necessary.
It is
You
necessary.
gotta know about that shit because it's gonna be a motherfucker.
It ain't just one way. It ain't no one way to
say
say
that.
Yeah.
And this is your time to get prepared.
Yeah.
And know about that.
But that's what changed me though, man. You know what I'm saying? Me
It
coming
changed your
from the
thought
joint,
process
Yeah.
as far as like now. Did you have? Let me ask you this because we talked about this last week on the last show. How do you feel as a man? Because be as honest as you can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because last week the topic was therapy. Why men refuse to do therapy or counseling. What is your thoughts on therapy and counseling? Just real quick. I mean, you ain't got to go too deep. But
One word, scared.
really? Why is that?
What? He said skis?
Motherfucker scared, Joe.
Personally, yourself.
Me scared?
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't scared of shit.
No, I'm talking about therapy. Okay.
I do therapy. I'm with this shit.
Yeah, okay. Was there ever a point where you were like, man, I don't need no goddamn therapy. I don't need no motherfucker telling me whatever the fuck. But were you
I ain't
always
never
open to
had
the
therapy.
idea?
I was always open to it. But I never taken therapy.
But he was open to it, is what he said.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I just wanted to touch
I
on
thought you was asking why don't you? Why?
we
why,
know that. You did a whole show.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers was on some like on some extra shit.
Yeah.
And the
But
truth
me
of
personally, I'm with
the
this.
truth of the matter is like, and this is part of like why we talking about this shit because I think a lot of men, especially men of color like us, you know what I mean. We there's a persona that we have to be a certain way 24 motherfucking 7. And especially if that's been given to us as a child. So you get your ass up and wipe your knee off, wipe the blood off. You ain't dead, motherfucker. Figure it out, type shit. Then as you get older, the things become even more and more harsh, and the stresses of outside, and then coming home and feeling like this should be your safe place, and it's not your safe place emotionally, you know what I'm saying, or mentally, then you're even more fucked up. And we carry that shit, you know what I'm saying, every fucking day. And a lot of dudes don't know what's going on in their minds, and they don't understand that they can get help. And see, this is why we do the show, to help motherfuckers understand that they can get help.
People do that shit like naturally. I've had homies, my own homies, personal homies, that I'll come up to them, and I know these motherfuckers. Like, I chill with them, we work together, like, I know. And I'll be like, how you doing? I'm good. And I'll be like, nah, hold on. You're not good. Stop fucking with me, dog. Like, what's wrong? Alright? Like, talk to me, man. Like, because we're just trained to just be like, we straight. We're good. It's no problem. What problem? I'm gonna figure it out. I already know. Nobody gives a fuck. Number one, no one gives a fuck. And two, in the end, I gotta figure it out myself. Still, after knowing that not nobody gives a fuck, I still gotta figure it out in the end myself.
But that's not necessarily true.
It's always true. It's always true. Unless you got a closed circle. We're talking about that closed circle.
What you mean? That's not always true.
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean?
It's not always true that you got to figure it out yourself. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
you do. You were born alone and you're gonna die alone.
Okay, that's. Come on, man. Be for real.
I don't know.
I am for real.
Let's be for real. Look. Let's be real quick. We all know you're born alone. You're not born alone, but you're born. Yes, you're born alone. You're in the womb unless you have a twin. You're gonna die alone. In the sense of by yourself. You're not gonna die alone. We all have family, all that kind of shit. Whatever. But the thought of that you have to do it, you should be able to, or that you can take care of, or you eventually have to do it yourself or figure it out, it's some bullshit. Because that's why we got a lot of dumbass motherfuckers walking around right now that don't understand why they're doing shit. They don't understand the trauma. They don't understand the violence. They don't understand shit because no one is helping them give them the tools to understand what it is they're going through. And going through anxiety, you know what I'm saying? Depression, things like that. If a motherfucker grew up in a house and depression was something that was never talked about or even Get your sad ass up and go outside. Not knowing it.
But see, that's a fine line, OG, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he not wrong. He not wrong. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
But shit, like, majority of men, especially like black men type shit,
Mm-hmm.
who the fuck you know gonna ask you for some help besides our kids? Who the fuck you gonna ask for?
But see, that's
Before you try to figure it out yourself.
But that's the thing. Like, where do we go to stop that kind of thinking? Where do we go to help motherfuckers
To the
understand?
Cook County Jail.
Come on, man.
No, I'm 100%. I went to the Cook County Jail myself. Like,
He
yeah.
ain't said shit about counseling.
It starts with a motherfucker that's 15 years old that's locked up on some bullshit in the Cook. I done been there.
talking about going there and talking to him or something?
Well, yeah, we're talking about learning how to deal with situations that, from rage, from childhood, that lead to adult repercussions. Like,
I mean, if you want to stop it or try to prevent it, you could do that. That's a good idea. As far as like going, going to the county, getting up with these shorties at the juvenile center.
We done did it.
Politics
We know
and shit.
the exact
Like that's love, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like whacking motherfuckers and gang banging that shit played out, Joe. Like, everybody need to just be solid and fuck with everybody, Joe. You know what I'm saying? And don't be scared to ask each other's questions. You know what I'm saying? And confide in each other.
I always say that the connection, and I know we don't talk about music on the show, but the connection is music, and a lot of it has to do with trauma.
To get through to somebody.
Yes, to get through to somebody, to
get their
get
attention.
Yes,
But how do you get a grown man's attention?
through music.
How do you talk to? Fuck the music for a second. Fuck the music. If you, for instance, Jizzo, if you have a friend, you know he's going through some shit, and you know he's struggling with a lot of shit. He's struggling with, you know what I mean, depression, anxiety, whatever the fuck. He has mental issues. Not saying he's retarded. Excuse me for using the fucking R word. But he doesn't have any mental deficiencies as far as his thinking and as far as like his education or whatever. But mentally, he's fucked up mentally from shit that he's been through. How do you go to that person and tell him, you know, you need therapy or you need help, bro?
You don't
By showing him the greener side.
Hell no, man. OG, you don't go to the crazy motherfucker.
I'm not saying like crazy. No, see, that's the misconception. That's the misconception. Bro, that's the misconception. I'm not talking about somebody who is like certified loony or deal with the schizophrenia. And if you are, by the way, there's help out there. Get a 1-800 line or what is it?
I know, but it's
It's 988. If you have issues with your mental health, text message 988 and they will respond back to you and you can talk to somebody.
Right.
I mean, but the logical answer, you know,
what I'm saying
what I would
is-
think is like, not like that. I'm just fucking around.
Yeah.
But you have to. I don't know if this your partner, your homie. Like you have to be on some shit. Like, man, Joe, what's up, Joe? Like you have to pull them to the side, take them out to buy Louis and take a drink or something.
I've been in that situation.
Like that. That's
Gucci, I done been in that situation. And what I did in that situation personally was remind that person how we some bad motherfuckers.
Yeah, for sure.
Remind them like, dude, we are some bad motherfuckers. Like we're not thinking this. We are not less. We are not this. We are not that. We are some bad motherfuckers. You already know how we get out. You know what we do in this shit.
That shit helps.
And you know what we preach. And if we preach this shit, we gotta live this shit.
Right.
So that's
I know
part
what
of
you're
it.
talking about. You ain't slick. But yeah.
Whatever, bro. It's part of the story.
No, I know it's part of the story.
Sometimes it
If you want to say it,
sometimes it gotta be about us. You gotta be
No, bro. No, I'm not saying I'm not. I'm saying, motherfuckers, you don't say the shit. Say the shit. Don't beat around the bush.
I don't need to say all that.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. But when you're talking about helping a client, I mean, I salute what you're saying. You know, telling me to motherfucker, whatever the fuck, whatever. But sometimes, or probably a majority of the time, you have to have a deeper conversation than that. Because if a motherfucker's really going through some shit, I don't want to hear you tell me how dope I am, bro. I'm literally, I may not be saying it outwardly, but a motherfucker that's really fucked up inside, inside a motherfucker dying.
I'm not gonna yes man. I'm not gonna yes man.
You have to speak on something where he can be related to.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like anybody can be like, yeah, Joe, let's we hear type shit, but like you gotta get on some deeper level talking to a motherfucker that's gonna buzz
That's
up.
what I'm
You know
saying.
what I'm saying? That's gonna like, you know, that you know that you don't need help, but that you know it's not all the way got their bearings together. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just I did what you saying. Ain't no man, Joe. All right, man.
Yeah, no,
We cool, man. Let's go.
shit, because you know on some real shit. He was talking
You're a
about
winner. Give me some stick.
right.
Fuck out of here, nigga.
Yeah.
You
was
better
talking-
tell me something before something different before I go
Yeah.
flood this motherfucker.
Right.
Spray this
So
bitch
when I
out.
when I quit drinking, he was talking about dealing with all the emotions and all this shit. I had a moment. It was more than a moment. It was a moment where all this shit was so overwhelming. My brain started to literally turn the fuck off, bro. And I started thinking a lot of wild ass shit. And I was really, I knew I was out of my square. But I couldn't, for whatever reason, I couldn't reel myself back in. Because mind you, any other time like that, all I did was drink to soften the blow, so to speak. But I'm not drinking anymore. So when that shit happened, and now I'm out of my square, I don't have any tools.
You know, some people like you don't work out.
Well, let me
Exercise.
I used to, but I haven't done it. We're talking about you're in a moment. Where you like I'm a fuck calming down, nigga. I was thinking about killing myself. I was thinking about shit, and my brain wouldn't get off of these thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't understand where and why and how, and I couldn't keep control of what thoughts were that were happening in real time. In real time. It was scaring everybody in my fucking house. But I wasn't thinking about nobody in my fucking house. I wasn't thinking about any shit. I was just thinking about right now I'm having a fucking problem and I don't like this feeling and I need to get out of this feeling, and the only thought I have about getting out of that feeling is to fucking die. You know what I'm saying? And that's some real shit. Thank God that my kid's mom had the words to call this man, and he drove walking. I'm sitting outside, bro. And
That's that type shit. Type shit like that. Like when a motherfucker like on that type frequency. You have to like hold on. The best way I can relate that shit to like that, right? Like that. You seen the Superman movie? Remember when Superman was dead, right? Dead, and Ali and all the other the Aquaman and Flash and they came together, and he had to touch the beam right to wake Superman back up. But Batman was scared than the motherfucker because once Superman seen Batman, it was over. So they had to call a special secret weapon for Superman to take the fuck up right before he lose his life. So they went and got Lois. Lois was the only one to calm Superman down from this motherfucker.
right.
You feel me? So I tell the ladies, better for ladies, better for that's how it be with some people. You know what I'm saying? You need to go call somebody that is more than sentimental value to life. You feel me?
But it was tough because even when he showed up, I was talking. My brain. It's like he was like the last person, because I knew he was gonna hold me accountable. You know what I mean? Because we had really was getting our foothold into this show, and I had told him, we can't just be doing the show, man. We gotta walk it. We gotta walk and talk it like this. So for him to show up, and I'm like, now I got. Fuck, I don't want to talk to this. I know what he's going to do. I know he's going to be trying to tell me, but even though I'm thinking that, my brain is still saying, fuck this shit. And I wasn't trying to. Thank God he had the mind to sit there and sit with me. And then, you know what I'm saying, I got was it all said and done? No. Because the next day, because one of the things that I do every day is I wake up without moving my foot on the fucking ground. I tell myself today is going to be better than yesterday. Yesterday could be better. I could be fucked better.
Prayer helps.
I believe in the universe. I believe in the universe. And I'm a believer in manifestation too. So when I tell so that's what I say. That's what somebody asked me. I don't say I don't say because we tell me a pretty time I say that. Right, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like just every day telling myself, constant, keeping myself with a constant mind, you know, along with therapy and stuff like that, you know, to keep my head on my shoulders, because I got a lot, I got good friends, I got good family, I got good kids, you know what I'm saying? I need to grow with them, because, you know, it's really important. I think, just real quick, like, I think a lot of people are concerned about legacy, and I tell my son, my daughters all the time, about legacy. Anybody can leave a legacy, you can live a legacy as you fucking son. You can live a legacy as a greatness, you can live a legacy or whatever. The key is really teaching somebody something, passed on, passing generation to generation, you know what I'm saying? That's real shit. Make fucking foot that you actually touch something, somebody.
It don't have family.
Not at all. Yeah.
Big facts. Pick up what you put down, and take it to heart, and you use that and be like, I'm about, you know what I'm saying? On the real, like real fast. Back where I'm from, it was a crackhead, this nigga. You know what I'm saying? His name was Ride. Like taking a ride. And like he was a basshead. You know what I'm saying? But I remember this one thing, I had to be about 9 to 10. Motherfucker say, a nigga don't know what a nigga gonna do. You dig what I'm saying? You gotta think about that, like I said. And he was a crackhead. Anybody want to listen to him when he said that? Fam, he made all the sense in the world to me. A nigga don't know what a nigga gonna do, fam.
But that's
exactly like you can be my partner, G, like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. That's real shit. From my face, niggas mad. Niggas always just keep it no matter where the knowledge is coming from, man. Take heed to that shit. On real.
Let me look at this. Yeah. But I mean, I'm glad we touched on a lot of shit. Glad we touched on a lot of shit. I think it's important about these things. You know what I'm saying? When I sit here and I talk about this, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to teach you or whatever. I really want to talk. Really help them understand. Because we all, you know, us as men, you know what I mean? I don't know situation. But we all have had to walk some type of journey. It ain't always been good. It's been fucked up. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of us. And I think it's important that we understand, and that we get help, and that we every day strive to be better than we were the day before. I think that's extremely important. And if you know somebody dealing with things, mental health issues, ask them politely or pull them to the side. You know somebody who knows something.
Dump them to the side. He said, like, man, you need to
Yeah.
Don't do that. Might start with
some real shit. Talk to them some real shit. Let them know. I also tell that it's okay. You ain't crazy. I've been going through too. You know what I'm saying? You ain't crazy. You're gonna be all right. You ain't like this, ain't that. You know, talk to him. Help him, and help him understand. And you understand, okay? It's all right. You know what I'm saying? We all want to be. We got kids. We got loved ones. We got people that care about us. We got friends that love us. Sometimes more than loved ones. You know what I'm saying? It's important. We stick together. We all try to strive on trying to day. That really good. You know what I'm saying? Fucking lessons in one side. Just make some positive footprints. You know what I'm saying? But man, it's been a great show. Thank you so much for coming. I hope we'll have you back here for other shows. We'll do this one thing on this show every time. Last words, last thoughts about the show. We'll start with you. Last words, last thoughts.
I would say informative, and conducive to bringing peace and stopping violence in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers, their moms, they got like impressed by them motherfuckers and short and shit. Hell no. You feel me? You feel like impressed the other motherfucking kids that's out there. That's probably your same age, doing something. You know what I'm saying? Show them that you ain't got it all, and do something different. You feel me? Type.
That's what's up. My final words would just be don't let break the cycle. If it's something that you want to do, try to break that cycle and that cycle that not to have that in the rest of your generations where the same thing, man. We're talking about it now. This is key. Don't repeat it. Don't try to break the cycle.
Yeah. And I'm gonna end the show. Shout out to everybody. It's all about this. It's all about breaking generational shit. You know, we all our parents were all different. You know, they grew up kind of late. They bring a lot of that generational shit. We get thrown out. We don't know how to deal with it. We don't know how to handle shit. Hating shit. You know what I'm saying? We have to really start and look at things that be better every day. I'm gonna say every day. And I know you show. I said before. I said you show me a perfect ass. You show me a motherfucker. Show me a shit. I'm gonna show you a liar. Because we all have to. We all should. We don't have to, but we all do. And it's important. I feel like it's important as men. We're now the elder statesmen. That we spread not just positivity, but a message of get help. If you need to get help, if you don't talk to somebody, whatever the case, doesn't make you scared, doesn't make you any less of a reality. You know what I'm saying? Trust and believe. I don't bend and fall for nobody or for nobody, but I still go to therapy. I still do these things. Be better as a person. It doesn't make me fucking less of a man. With that being said, check in, man. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna have you on some more shows. Back on this one, man. Peace. We out. Next Sunday.